A very warm good morning, class 8, and welcome to your social science class. So, today you all know that we are going to start with lesson number 2 from your geography textbook, and the name of the lesson is Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation, and Wildlife Resources. So, first of all, let us see the learning objective of this chapter. So, in this chapter, we will learn thoroughly about the various topics such as land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife resources. And after completing this chapter, you all will be able to understand and analyze the use and also the importance of all these topics that are mentioned above. So, today, students, without further ado, let us quickly begin with our first topic from this chapter, and that is land. So, we all know that land is a very important natural resource. Land is so important, still, it covers only 30% of the Earth's surface. So, out of the 100% of the Earth's surface, land areas are only 30%. And that the entire 30% of land that is available is not habitable. Habitable means people cannot live in the entire 30% of the Earth's surface. Okay, so this reason, it is because of this reason that the entire population of the world is uneven. So, population in the various parts of the world are unevenly distributed because there are certain parts in the world which has got various land and also climates. So, you will understand this point better with the table given below. So, let us quickly see which are the areas in the world that are sparsely population. Sparsely means very limitedly populated, very less populated, or in sometimes also we can say that it is inhabited. That means where people do not live. So first of all, the topography is rugged. Secondly, very steep slope of the mountains, and thirdly, low lying areas which are more prone to water or flood. So when there are characteristics of these three kinds, then we can say that the areas are not populated at all, or even if they are populated, then the population is very less. Again, out of the 30% of the land which is available and which is habitable, those areas are generally plains, river valleys, and these are more densely populated because these lands are suitable for agriculture. So these are the various kinds of areas, the various kind of land areas that we find, and depending on the land areas and also the climate, the population of the world differentiates. The population of the world is varied or is different. So let us see what are the various uses of land. So the importance of land is multifolded. So first of all, land is used for various purposes like agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads, and also for setting up of industries and factories. So this is commonly termed as land use. So land use means the reason for which a particular land is in use. It can be for building a house, it can be for some mining activity, it can be for building a road, etc. So there are various factors. Mainly there are two factors which determine the use of a land. So first of all, the physical features. So the physical features that determine the use of a land or the importance of a land are topography, soil, climate, minerals, and availability of water. So based on these things that are mentioned here, like soil, climate, minerals, availability of water, it determines the use of land, or it determines how important the land is for people. Next is the human factor. So human factor is also an important factor to determine how important a land is. So human factors are mainly human determinants of land use. So for example, the population and the technology that people have invented, isn't it? So, land use depends upon physical factors as well as human factors. When we say physical factors, we mean the topography, soil, climate, minerals, and water. And when we say human factor, we generally mean the population and also technology. So, this is very important for you to know that land can be mainly classified or divided into two. One is private land and the other is community land. So, now what is private land? Well, private land is that land which is owned by private members or which are owned by individuals. And community land, on the other hand, is that land which is owned by the society, by the community as a whole. And such kind of a community land is available for the collection of fodder, for fruits, for nuts, and also for medicinal herbs. So, community land is basically for all the people. Okay. So, community land has got another name, and that is called as common property resources. So, common land and common property resources are the same things. They are owned by the community, by all the members of the community, and all the things which people get in the community land, it belongs to all. It does not belong to any private individual. So, students, you need to remember here that people's demand are ever growing, isn't it? And since people's demands are ever growing, since people always want to have more and more things, they demand for more and more things. Therefore, nowadays, land has become very limited. So, whatever land is available, people try to take everything. They try to encroach the land in order to do many things. For example, they try to build commercial areas, they try to build shopping complexes in urban areas, and also in rural areas, agricultural land is expanded for agricultural purpose. So, people's demands are growing so much that even the availability of land has become limited. Nowadays, no land is free. Everywhere you can see people is coming up with a building. Even the mountains are not safe, isn't it? So, because of the expansion of agriculture and also construction activities, it has led to major threats to nature, especially related to land, like landslides, soil erosion, desertification, etc. So, it is very important for all of us to understand that every natural resource is to be taken care of, and land is one such natural resource which people will always need. Therefore, it is very important to take care of our land instead of just wasting it. Instead of just encroaching it for our own profit, it is essential that we take care of the land. We conserve these land resources. So let us see how can conservation of land resources be possible. So ever growing population and also the ever growing population's ever growing demands, it leads to large scale destruction of forest and also the other natural resources. So therefore it is very important to understand the various methods through which land conservation can be done. So first of all, what can we do to conserve land? First of all, what we can do is afforestation. Afforestation means stopping of deforestation and planting more and more trees. Next is land reclamation. So, land reclamation is basically the process of claiming something back or of reasserting something back. Okay, so whatever the land was, that only we have to bring it back to. All right. Next, it regulates the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. So, we should be very careful while using pesticides and fertilizers because it may be helping our plants to grow, but it is also degrading the quality of the land. And lastly, check on overgrazing. So, if we see that our land is overgrazed by cattle, then it is our duty to understand that such kind of overgrazing should be stopped until the grass grows again. All right. So, students, this is all about land as a resource. So, today we have studied about the meaning of land. We have studied about the various reasons as to why the entire population in the world is unevenly distributed. Then we came to know about land use. We came to know about common property resources and private resources or private land. Then we came to know about the various reasons as to why land degradation is happening nowadays. And at last, in this slide, we came to know about the common methods through which land resources can be conserved. So that's all, students. I hope you all are clear about today's explanation. So this is your homework. Your homework consists of a total of 6 questions, but don't be afraid because all these 6 questions are very short answer type questions. So first of all, you need to give reasons as to why the entire population of the world is unequally divided. Number 2, you need to write the meaning of land use. Number 3, you need to point out the factors that determine the use of a land. Then next, you have to bring out the difference between a private land and a community land. And in the next question, you have to explain common property resources, which is same like the community land. And lastly, you need to bring out 4 methods which are used to conserve our land resources. So dear students, I hope you all are very clear about today's topic, which is land. And I hope that after going through all these slides, you will also go through your textbook starting from page number 9 till page number 11. Actually, not 11, page number 12. So after studying all these lines from the textbook, all these paragraphs from the textbook, and also by going through all the slides that I have prepared for you for today's class, I'm sure you will be able to understand everything in a good manner. And of course, don't forget to do your homework. So your last day of submitting these 6 questions is 21st of August, Friday. You can also submit before, but remember the submission is to be done exclusively in Google Classroom without fail. So that's all, dear students. Thank you so much. I hope you all had a very fruitful class today, and we shall meet again on Saturday, which is also our live class. And during that class, we will be clearing any doubt that you have regarding this topic on land, and we will move on to start about the next topic, which is soil. Thank you, students. Have a very good day.